Hey, Forever Beautiful. Thanks for coming back checking me out, y'all. And this is going to be another story time. So before we get into it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are privy to every single video that I upload, y'all. Okay. So, y'all see the title. Y'all see the title, right? So I'm just going to get into it. Now, I remember one time I met this guy, and, you know, it was just weird from the beginning, okay? And he was young. He looked young. He had a like a baby face or whatever, and I'm just looking like, hmm. Yeah, I go, nah. Clearly I was older than him. I knew this. Now I don't know what he knew or didn't know, but he figured he'd shoot his shot, right? So I started talking. We had a little bit of conversation, but we were both right in the middle of something, so it wasn't that much conversation, right? So, however and whatever, we ended up still exchanging numbers, right? Which I knew better. Now, through the phone conversation, right? This man is telling me, what it is that he prefers, what it is that he likes, and all of this. So, let me just tell y'all. So, you get into all the beginning stages, those kind of conversations, right? Well, how long you been where you are you born and raised there? You got kids? Do you have any family? All of that kind of stuff, right? So we get to this portion. I wasn't pleased at all. The man said, it was like, so after we got through all of that, right? Let me just say this first. So after we got through all of that, right? Then this man said, well, are you single? I was like, I am. And then, of course, I reciprocated. He said that he was. And you go into how long you've been single and all of this, right? So then he said, he was like, man, I like your vibe. And I'm just looking like, we ain't even been on this phone that long for you to like anything. But anyway, he said, man, I really like your vibe and all of that. I want to get to know you better and all of this stuff. And I'm like, I said, you kind of young, and he said, yeah, but that's only an age. He was like, beware, y'all. Let me say this. Beware of people that always say, whatever the situation is, right? Now, clearly, I was a little older than him. He was like, I like older women. Why do you only like older women? That's all I deal with is older women. Now, you wouldn't just be saying this because this is the situation right now, because I'm clearly older, right? And we was like, no. He said, the last lady that I was talking to, she was older than you. Yeah, I go, really? And he was like, yeah, here I go. I said, I don't know, but we're going to see in a minute, right? I'm trying to check his temperature and see where he is, right? I knew this wasn't going anywhere, but for entertainment purposes only, right? Entertainment purposes only. But anywho, so he said, now we probably was on the phone maybe 10 minutes. Do you hear me? 10. Didn't go no further than that. And the man started making these outrageous demands. Do you hear me? The man said, hey, now ain't nothing wrong with you telling somebody what you like. That's a given. Everybody got a preference, right? The man said, he was like, yeah, he said, because when I'm in a relationship. I ain't doing nothing outside of that. My woman is my woman and all of this. And I'm like, well, that's what it's supposed to be. You're not saying nothing different from what it should be. He said, here come the demands though. He said, yeah. He was like, yeah, because I don't share. He was like, if you mine, you mine. You ain't nothing outside of me and you. He was like, I'm yours, you mine, and all of this. And I'm looking like, I said, you do realize we've been on the phone for 10 minutes, okay? He was like, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to tell you the kind of person that I am. But see, you telling me all of this. Now, when people claim that they're interested in you, right? You have to show that through that conversation and ask people questions about them. If you want to get to know somebody, how you gonna get to know them if you only talking about yourself? How does that happen? When does that happen? Okay. There I go. I said, well, I'm hearing a whole lot about you, but I'm not really seeing the interest. I knew I wasn't talking to this man, and I knew this wasn't going no further than that conversation. Okay. Now, you do have some younger folks that are maybe a little more mature than their age, but it wasn't coming through in that conversation, though. The man said, he was like, yeah, because I don't share. He said, so if you talking to anybody, then you need to tell them to go ahead on because it's a new sheriff in town. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going, uh-huh. And I'm just looking like, is this man for real right now? And then, oh, wait a minute, it gets better. He said, so when am I going to see you? You probably won't. you probably, you probably will not. Okay. And he was like, when am I going to see you? Here I go. I said, well, wait a minute now. I said, because we are not even further enough. Well, further enough. Well, I don't know if I want to say that. I said, we are not even far enough in this conversation um, for us to be talking about meet and greets. Okay? We met each other already. So I got some kind of idea. And now we're on this phone call, so I'm getting an even bigger idea that I probably don't want to even go any further with this. Okay? So he said, yeah, he was like, I really want to see you and all of this, that, and the third. Yeah, I go, I said, well, let's see where this goes first. The conversation we had when we first met, that was brief. This is going to determine if any of that happens or not, right? So the demands, they just kept coming. He was like, yeah, because, he said, yeah, come over there. We gonna kick you. Ain't coming over to my house. What you talking about? Cause you got a whole plan. I'm talking about he did map this whole thing out, right? Yeah, cause I'm gonna come over there and yeah, I probably will stay with you for a weekend or something. Here I go, sweetheart. I said, first of all, you cannot make decisions on my time, okay, or my dime, and I'm not a part of it. So you telling me what you gonna do with me as far as I'm concerned? I don't think so. He was like, yeah, he was like, I would like to spend a weekend with you and all of this and what you gonna cook for us? And I'm talking about he really had this whole thing together. Now, this is a scenario that you are playing in your head, okay? This ain't got nothing to do with me, clearly, because you didn't ask me. Well, if we were further, okay, in the conversation, like I said, and then it would have to be more than one conversation. I don't even know, well, I know in this moment that I'm not really feeling you, and you're young. I kind of chalked it up to, maybe this is just his mentality being the age that he is. Because everybody does not act like that. I don't care what age they are. Everybody don't do that. Okay? So you telling me that you don't share like I'm your woman, and then you're telling me what I'm gonna do um when you come to visit me, which we ain't even got to any of that. This is just something you made up in your head. And just because you have, and just because that's popcorn, y'all. And just because you have, and just because you believe this, that don't mean it's gonna happen. You know? So you really gotta beware of people. Oh, and don't let me leave this out. He said he was a Gemini. Okay. Now we all have heard a little stories, maybe have even experienced some Geminis, right? I had a Gemini before. And I'm talking about full of it. Okay. The one that I had definitely was full of it. Now, they always say that Geminis have split personalities. Oh, yeah, he two people or she's two people. Well, we all do if you think about it. You know what I mean? At some point or another, that other side definitely gonna come out. I'm just saying. For the most part, you the same person all the time, but don't take me there. I was about to say, don't make me. Okay? Don't take me there. You don't want to see it. Just like I tell people, don't ask questions if you don't want to know the answer, okay? Because I'm definitely going to tell you. All right? Anywho. So, but yeah, a Gemini, and I'm talking about you can have a halfway decent conversation at first, but then in the next minute you're going to flip. You don't know when it's going to happen. I've experienced that multiple times throughout this conversation, right? So, and then you telling me, oh, so what you gonna cook for us? Oh yeah. Ah, here I go. I said, well, now he said, what kind of food you got? I said, well, I don't eat pork. Well, I eat bacon, but other than that, I ain't had no like pork, a good pork chop in a long time, y'all. Right? But anyway, I haven't had pork. I said, so ain't none of that in here other than bacon, and no pork, no beef. I don't really care for beef too much, unless it's a good old steak or something. Okay. Anywho, yeah, he was like, dang. He said, so what we gonna eat then? He said, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it because I know you got it. And then he said, we probably can go out to eat and all of this, that, and the third. You know, you making a lot of plans on something that ain't gonna happen. Okay. It's not gonna happen. You know, but you have a vivid imagination. This is for certain. Okay. But yeah, no. No. We ain't doing that. But I'm talking about how do you put demands on somebody that you just met? It's ridiculous. But those are the signs. Those are definitely the red flags, y'all. I'm just saying. You controlling. You are only, well, how old was he? I think he probably was 10 years younger than me. I said, now, this is what y'all doing today. Okay, this is what y'all doing. You know, and he was like, I'm just saying. This is who I am. I'm just telling you who I am. I said, okay, but are you interested into knowing who I am? Are you interested in knowing who I am? Because you're telling me a lot about you. You don't have a clue who I am and who you're dealing with. Okay? I'm just saying, this ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. Okay. Anywho, I'm pretty sure he thought he was on to something, you know, because you made up your mind about what you gonna do, when you gonna do it, how you gonna do it, and all of this. None of this stuff is gonna work in your favor, sir. Okay, none of it. Not from the first thing to the last thing. Ain't none of it gonna work for you. Okay, that ain't in my plan. Okay, but anywho, y'all. Yeah, I know y'all probably wondering why am I hooded up in the house. I just came back in and I had to check the temperature outside. Did I say that already? I don't know. I don't remember. But anywho, I had to check the temperature outside, blah, blah, blah. And it's cool, but I like it just like that. I ain't gotta get too much into that. But anywho, yeah, I gotta go back out. But I want to give y'all this video before I got busy and moving around today. Okay. And probably be back. I would have done a double upload, y'all, but I got some stuff to do. But when I come back, I'm gonna do another video. Okay. So, whew, that's gonna conclude this video, y'all. Well, this story time, y'all. And I will see you for the next one. Bye.